I'm Alex Michaelson. Joining us this week, 4 news-making women. The issue is abortion rights.
And I just want to be perfectly clear, Alex. Everybody has a right to choose.
We speak exclusively with presidential candidate Kamala Harris about abortion, education, guns, and why she's not ahead in her home state. Plus, this week, Gloria Allred leads massive protests for abortion rights, including this one in New York City. Gloria is standing by to talk with us. She's sharing why this issue is so personal to her. Plus, Tomi Lahren was one of the top trending topics in the country after this surprising commentary about abortion went viral. Tomi is here in studio to talk about that and her one word for each of the presidential candidates. Then, what is the Great American Lie?
So the Great American
First ever one-on-one interview with California's first partner, Jennifer Siebel Newsom. What does she think is the Great American Lie, and what's wrong with the term First Lady? The Issue Is starts right now. And welcome to The Issue Is. I'm Elex Michaelson. California Senator Kamala Harris is banking on her home state to play a key role in helping her make history. She's trying to become America's first African-American, Indian, and female president. This week, she held her first campaign rally in Southern California, and we spoke backstage at Southwest College in an exclusive one-on-one interview.
Okay.
Senator Harris, welcome back to The Issue Is.
Alex, it's good to be with you.
Good to
Thank
see you. Okay, so the last time that we talked, I asked you to blink if you were running. You blinked. A couple days later, you ran. And since there's been a whole lot of other people that have also been running, I guess they're all blinking too.
Yeah.
The most basic question is, why you of all of them?
Well, listen, first of all, I think that we are at a point in the history of our country where we want leadership that's about lifting people up and not tearing them down. I have a proven track record of leadership, both at the local level, as an elected leader in the local level, state level, and federal level. I have a proven track record of knowing how to fight and win. And, you know, ultimately, I know how to successfully prosecute the case against the policies of this administration. There is no question that in the next president of the United States, we want a commander-in-chief who understands how to appreciate and respect her power and how to use it in a way that is in the best interest of the American public and not self-interest.
It's good to have you back home in California.
I'm so happy to be home.
California's never meant more to the presidential election because it's moved up.
Yes.
You have an extraordinary number of statewide elected officials who are endorsing you.
Yes, I'm very honored to have
polls
this
show
support.
you're not in the lead here right now. Why do you think that is, and where do you prioritize California with your larger electoral strategy?
Well, listen, I mean, I am a very proud daughter of California, and I am very proud and honored that the state of California and the people of the state have elected me 3 times. There is so much work to be done, and I think that California has always been a leader around what the future can look like in a way that includes everybody, and I'm going to be campaigning up and down our state like I always have to earn every vote.
One of the most important issues to a lot of Californians is reproductive rights, which is so important to you as a potential first female president.
That's exactly right.
What we're seeing around in other states are these laws limiting abortion. How should California respond? Should Hollywood boycott these states? Should there be, a travel ban from California? What should California do in response to what's happening?
Well, I'll tell you what I've been doing. I've been asking my supporters to support the advocates who are on the ground in those states to make sure that the women of those states have access to health care and reproductive health care. And I just want to be perfectly clear, Alex. Everybody has a right to choose. And what we have to have is a country and a society that says you have a right to make a decision with your God, with your healthcare provider, with your family, and whatever choice you make, we should respect. But government should not be in the business of telling a woman what she should do with her own body.
Let's talk for a moment about the issue of gun control. You are supporting executive orders potentially to bring back the assault weapons ban. Do you think that as president you would declare a national emergency when it comes to the issue of gun violence? Is that needed in this country?
Well, I'll first tell you that to have reasonable gun safety laws is to understand that we reject the false choice that suggests you're either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away. What we need is reasonable gun safety laws. Look, fine if you want to go hunting, but we need universal background checks. We need an assault weapons ban. We have so many tragedies that we have witnessed. And we've got to do better, and we can do better. And frankly, what is the reason why we have not? It's because Congress has not had the courage to act.
Right. So I'm getting wrapped up. I wish I could talk to you all day.
Yeah.
I got to ask one fun question, because we always do on our show,
Yes.
right? I know you love cooking.
I do.
And you love recipes. And you love Sunday night dinner.
I do.
So if the country was coming over...
Tonight, I'll tell you what I'm making tonight.
Well, what's your favorite recipe? Walk me through it.
Roast chicken.
Yeah.
And I do a variety of, I have a little herb garden, and so I like to kind of chop up the herbs and then chop up some garlic really fine, and then peel a lemon peel, chop that up, mix it all together with some salt and pepper, tuck that under the skin of the chicken the day before.
Ooh.
Right?
You're really planning.
Oh, I'm serious. And then cut a lemon in half, stuff it inside, and then the next day roast that chicken. Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh my God, I'm so hungry. Thank you so much,
You're
Senator
welcome.
Kamala Harris.
You're
Hopefully
welcome.
next time you'll bring food.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Come over for dinner.
Good to see you. Thank you. I'm still hungry. Our thanks to Senator Kamala Harris. You can hear more from her right now at youtube.com/Elex Michaelson. Up next, you know what this music means. Gloria, Gloria Allred standing by. We're going to be talking to her when we come back. Let's see that move, Gloria. There it is. There it is.
From Southern California to the Bay Area, you're watching The Issue Is.
I am here today as living evidence of what happens when abortion is criminalized.
This week, Gloria Allred led a massive protest in New York of new laws restricting abortions in states like Alabama and Georgia. Thousands marched in rallies around the country, including in Los Angeles and San Francisco. Joining us now from New York is our most frequent guest, Gloria Allred. Gloria, welcome back to The Issue Is.
Thank you, Alex.
Let's talk for a moment, and I know it must be difficult to talk about, but a lot of people I don't think know the backstory for you of why this issue is so personal to you, and this week you told that in a pretty emotional way.
In the 1960s, when I was in my 20s, many states did make it a crime for doctors to perform an abortion, and I had gone on vacation to Mexico. I had met a doctor. We went on a date. And suddenly, at a certain point, when he said that he had to visit some patients who were in a hotel after having been released from the hospital, he took me into a room and closed the door, and suddenly there was a gun to my head, and I was raped at gunpoint. When I returned from Mexico to the United States, I found that, in fact, I was pregnant. I had to get an abortion. And so I had to get it from a back alley abortionist. That's a person who was not a licensed healthcare provider, who was just doing it for the money in a bathtub. And I hemorrhaged and almost bled to death. He said, "That's not my problem," after he performed the abortion. Then I was taken to the hospital, packed in ice with 106-degree fever. Fortunately, for me, I lived, but other women were not so fortunate who had had back alley abortions, and so many women died or were maimed from illegal abortions. In the hospital, Elex, a nurse said to me, "This should teach you a lesson. I hope this teaches you a lesson." But the lesson that I learned from that horrific experience, terrifying experience, was that abortion should be legal, safe, affordable, and available. And now we're going back to the days. Now the anti-choice movement, what I call the mandatory motherhood movement, is attempting to have Roe v. Wade reversed by the United States Supreme Court and abortion criminalized again. And the people who are going to be hurt are going to be young women, poor women, rural women, and often women of color, because many of them will have to have the illegal abortions, and many of them will be possibly maimed or die or be forced to take the pregnancy to term. And that is wrong, and that is harmful to women.
What do you say to critics who say that life begins at conception and that you are murdering a child, you are murdering an innocent life by getting an abortion?
Well, you know, I respect the fact that they have their religious beliefs, which affect their judgment. and that they want their religious beliefs to be imposed on me and others who have different religious beliefs. But that isn't the way we should run our country. And it's not going to be a matter of abortion or no abortion, because women will always have abortions. It's going to be a matter of safe and legal abortions or unsafe and illegal abortions. As I said on Tuesday at the rally in New York, no one has ever given women our rights. We've always had to fight to win them and to preserve them, and it has never been more important than right now.
Well, Gloria, thank you so much for sharing your views. And this is such a serious topic, but you know we like to have fun on this show. And this is the first time you've been on remote. Usually we dance in person, but I hope you can show us your dance move, if you don't mind, a little remotely. Can we see it?
I'll do the best I can.
There it is. There it is. Gloria Allred. You can't stop her. You can't stop her from dancing. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Up next, when we come back, conservative Fox Nation host Tomi Lahren is here.
Have a great weekend.
Can she dance better than Gloria Allred? Is that possible? Come on, Tomi, let's see it. Stay with us. More of The Issue Is when we come back.
Alabama's new abortion ban is too restrictive and will not reduce abortions, just make them more unsafe. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of heat from fellow conservatives on this stance, but so be it. I think for myself, and it's time for final thoughts.
Well, after that commentary on Fox Nation, Tomi Lahren became one of the top trending topics on all of social media. She's found some unlikely allies and plenty of anger as well. Tomi's here to talk about that and more. Tomi's also the author of a forthcoming book. Congratulations on that. Her new book goes on sale just in time for the 4th of July. It's called Never Play Dead: How the Truth Makes You Unstoppable. Tomi Lahren, welcome back to The Issue Is.
Good to be here.
Good to see you. So let's talk about your truth when it comes to abortion. For people that didn't watch the full commentary, what's sort of your main point?
Sure. Well, for me, like I've said time and time again, this is not new news. I am not pro-abortion. I am pro-limited government. And so for me, the government does few things well, including regulating health care. So I don't believe they should be included in making that decision. And also, when I talk to a lot of pro-life advocates, because I get that position, I really do, I often ask them, do you think a government ban, especially one like in Alabama that's a blanket ban with only exception for life of the mother, do you think that that's really going to stop abortions, or do you think it's just going to make them more unsafe, or they're going to have people traveling to other states or even other countries, making it, again, more unsafe?
You got some support from celebrities who don't usually support you. You got a lot of anger from some people on the right, a lot of whom watch Fox News. What was that like, sort of being in the middle of that storm?
For me, I never do anything or never strategize anything to get support from either side. One of the things I'm most proud of is that I get heat from the left and the right on a daily basis, and that's okay with me. I think for me, it's also important to stand up and say that there are pro-choice conservatives out there who feel like they can't say it because there is an attack, of course, from the pro-life community, and they don't even want anything to do with any conservative that is pro-choice, and I have an issue with that.
Well, let's talk about something you have been advocating for that many celebrities don't agree with, which is the issue of immigration itself. This week in California, the state Senate moved forward with a bill that would give health care, access to Medi-Cal to undocumented immigrants under 26 and over 65, who you would call illegal aliens. Governor Newsom was on our show last week talking about why he supports this. I know this is not something you support.
By providing more perks and benefits subsidized by California taxpayers, you're issuing a cattle call for thousands more to come into this country. And then I look at the problems we already have in California. I look at our homelessness issue. I look at our affordable housing issue. I look at communities that are already underserved. And then we have our elected leaders saying that they want to provide more benefits to illegal immigrants. That should be infuriating for Californians, no matter what side of the political aisle they fall on.
Well, speaking of California politics, we talked to Kamala Harris earlier in the show. She's running for president. As somebody who's a pro-Trump conservative, who do you think is the strongest candidate for the Democrats?
I think they're going to go with Biden because that's the comfortable choice. I think that if the economy wasn't doing so well, he might have a shot. However, it's really hard for Biden to come in and say he's for the working man and he's for the average American when Donald Trump is doing things for the working man and for the average American. If the economy was going down the tube, he would have a shot. But the economy is so strong, I don't think anyone can touch Trump right now, especially when they're just continuing with their witch hunt and they're not focusing on the issues.
Well, you know we like to play some games on this show. So one of them is the name game. We're going to go through all the different names of some of the candidates. So we want you to think of one word that comes to mind when you think of each of these candidates. You ready?
You're going to get me in trouble, but that's all right.
I know, but that's the fun part.
For you.
Okay. Joe Biden.
Sleepy. Obviously.
Bernie Sanders.
I call him Grandpa Socialist. That's just my name for him.
Kamala Harris.
Phony.
Pete Buttigieg, Mayor Pete.
Disingenuous.
Beto O'Rourke.
Robert. That's the first thing I think of. Robert O'Rourke.
Cory Booker.
Spartacus.
And Elizabeth Warren.
Pocahontas.
Well, that one was easy. All right, well, enough talking about everybody else. Let's talk a little bit about you, right? So we like to play a game called Personal Issues, where we get to know a little bit more about you and some of the stuff that you may not talk about in the commentaries to get to know who you are. So, you ready? We're going to put 30 seconds on the clock. We're going to play our music. Here we go. And favorite movie?
American Sniper.
Favorite athlete?
Nick Boza, actually.
Favorite band?
Favorite band? Florida Georgia Line.
Favorite meal?
Spaghetti.
Favorite quote or motto?
Never play dead.
Favorite song?
Oh, well, you know, I'm such a Cardi B fan, so really any collection of Cardi B I'm good with.
Do you have a favorite holiday?
4th of July, obviously.
4th of July is a great holiday, and Memorial Day, a great holiday as well. And we're all
Absolutely.
thinking about our troops as well. I know you and Cardi B got into a fight, so that was a joke for people that didn't
I
recognize that.
still like her music, though. It's a joke,
but I
still like her
But we
music.
do have another song choice that you made. Tell us about this. A little Up Down, right?
A little off down because Morgan's a friend of mine. I think he's great in the country music scene. He's going to be a big star, and he's always been so kind to me. So I'm supporting the new country artists.
So Gloria Allred taught me a move. Do you have a move you want to show us?
I don't have a move, but I'm going to probably do on camera.
Can you teach me something?
I don't think I could teach you a dance move, but I could probably do hers. What was this? A little bit of this
a little
was hers,
that, a little
and
this.
a little, yeah, I like Gloria's move.
She points.
Yeah, I like the pointing, and I like that. So I'm going to learn Gloria's
We're
dance.
bringing Tomi Lahren and Gloria Allred together. You don't get that on any other show. Tomi, thanks for being here. Nice
Always
to see you.
good to be here.
Up next, we're going to talk to California's first partner, Jennifer Siebel Newsom. You're watching The Issue Is.
Somebody pass that fit.
Welcome back to The Issue Is. Jennifer Siebel Newsom is balancing life as a mother, activist, director, and California's first partner. She rarely grants one-on-one interviews, but this week she gave us her first while promoting her new film.
This film provides solutions, which I think we're all craving these days.
At the Paley Center in Beverly Hills, California's first partner, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, hosts the first Southern California screening of her new film, The Great American Lie. What is The Great American Lie?
So The Great American Lie is basically an unveiling of the truth that the American dream isn't the reality it's purported to be.
As a director, Siebel Newsom traveled across the state and the country, examining the roots of income inequality.
That's not an income gap, that is an income canyon.
She found that the zip code and family you're born into is more determinative of your success than it has been in decades.
I see so many people working very hard and not being rewarded with even a basic living wage.
We just have to vote our values at the ballot box, and we have to vote our values with our pocketbooks.
The Stanford-educated Newsom is the first governor's spouse not to call herself First Lady.
To me, first partner is both gender inclusive and gender expansive. So we will have a female governor someday, and we will have an LGBTQ governor. It's just a matter of time.
How do you see this role? How do you see the job of first partner?
I mean, I see the job as really a responsibility to help uplift women and families in California.
Newsom is busy balancing directing and advocacy with being a mom to 4 young kids. How do you do it all? How do you balance all of that yourself?
Yeah, I mean, look, it takes a village. It's never pretty.
And children matter.
At the governor's inauguration, we saw her young son, Dutch, steal the show. How has parenthood changed your life, changed your perspective on things like filmmaking?
That's a great question. Well, I think parenthood makes all people less selfish. I don't know how you can be focused on yourself and be a good parent. Like, you have to be other-oriented.
Our thanks to California's first partner. You can watch our full interview with Jennifer Siebel Newsom at youtube.com/Elex Michaelson. And as part of our podcast, search for The Issue Is wherever you stream. Next week, a special edition of The Issue Is from San Francisco. We are going to be reporting our entire show from the California Democratic Convention. They're expecting at least 14 presidential candidates. Our state has never seen anything like it before, and we're going to be right in the middle of it. Have a great Memorial Day. We'll see you next week in San Francisco.